It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus insight into the local community. With a combined experience of over 50 years as local real estate brokers from the East Side Real Estate team at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW. It is Wednesday, August 21st, 2019. Can you believe August is almost over? Wow. Huh, it's flying.
Time flies. We're having fun.
Well, listen, we appreciate everybody out there listening to us today. If you would like to listen to us via podcast, you can find our podcast streaming anywhere podcasts are found. Another great show today, Brian. I'm excited to talk to our two guests. We have Tiffany Green with Green Designs and Teresa McKenna with Empowerment Strategies, Coaching, and Consulting. But before we get to our guests, of course, it's time for some Real Talk.
Last week, we gave you 5 tips on starting the search for your dream home. This week, we'll be answering some of your questions about down payments. Whether you've owned a home before or you're ready to jump into homeownership for the first time, there are always a lot of questions swirling around about down payments, and we're here to help.
Yeah.
You know, Dan, when I talk to people that don't own a home, especially like first time, I'll ask them, well, why not? The number one thing I hear is, I don't have a down payment.
Don't have the money set aside.
So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is the first question is, well, how much? How much do I need to set aside? And there's this misconception about down payment requirements. So we looked at a study by Converges Analytics, and the researchers found that 49% of renters believe they need at least 20% down payment, and that 40% of those individuals don't even know that they don't know how much they really need.
Right.
Yeah.
In reality, the median down payment on loans approved in 2018 was 5%.
5%.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I know.
I thought it would have been higher because we
too.
do have a lot of people who just figure it's got to be higher.
Right. So you wonder why consumers think that I think that's actually good news. Those waiting until they have over 20% may already have enough to buy right now. Additionally, there are many mortgage loans available that require as little as 3% down for first-time buyers, and some ask for only, I got that backwards, 5% down and 3.5% down from repeat buyers. There are even loans available for veterans that provide zero down payment options.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options. We're going to talk about a few of the others, but I think that if the idea is where we find ourselves with rates, and we'll talk during our mortgage moment, is the leverage that you get on less money is even better, right? I mean, if you're able to put less cash flow out of your savings account and move forward on buying something now, boy, what a great opportunity.
Well, I'm all about helping consumers eliminate debt, including mortgage debt.
Yeah.
But there's such the data is undeniable about accumulation of wealth and home ownership. I think you're better to jump in and own your home rather than, and pay your mortgage rather than paying somebody else's mortgage.
So because, even savings can be important, I've had a lot of people who are very strong cash flow, but they've been consuming, right? So they haven't been setting as much aside. So how can homeowners get help with their down payment? And the truth is there are down payment assistance programs. So Washington State has a grant, right?
Right.
And they just recently raised their income requirements, and we may ask our mortgage guy about what those income requirements, but if I remember, they bumped them up to like 140.
And we have a tool on our multiple listing service. I look at a listing, and if a home qualifies for assistance, there's a button I click that tells me all the programs.
Yep.
So any home that qualifies, we have the data right at our fingertips.
Well, what about the bank mom and dad?
Well, that's interesting because one of the things I found over the years working with so many, typically this is a first-time buyer, is they haven't asked. And yet so often what I find is if you ask, they'll help out. And I think something that's been a surprise for many is they thought of it as a loan for a down payment, and it turns out to be a gift.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you work with people that love you.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
So the first thing we recommend in terms of down payment assistance is family members. According to the National Association of Realtors, a third of recent first-time buyers receive down payment assistance from family members. They also mentioned the average net worth of those aged 75 and over stands at $264,800. They just might offer the boost the next generation needs to become homeowners.
So the interesting part is how it's done. Like you said, a gift could be one way. They can also loan it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that it doesn't have to, and it doesn't have to be a payment loan. It can be just a loan that gets repaid when the house is sold.
So the lender typically requires the donor to sign a gift letter. But the purpose of that letter is that they don't the lender does not want an undisclosed loan. So the fact that the donor signs a gift letter does not mean that cannot be repaid later.
So how often have you seen that kind of thing happen, whether it be a loan
letter?
or a gift? Yeah,
100% of the time. But again, many times that turns into an actual gift, even though it may have originally been considered a loan. I think that's a family member.
But I mean, over the term of your long career,
yeah,
how often have you seen like a family member gift somebody or loan somebody money for their down payment?
Oh gosh, probably a third of the time working with first-time buyers.
Yeah,
just wanting to help them, give them a stepping stone for their future.
Yeah, well, what we've learned in sales, if you don't ask,
that's right.
They can't promise you anything.
The worst they can do is say no.
That's the worst. Maybe. I don't know. They might disown you. No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
So let's see. What else is there? 23% of consumers are familiar with low down payment programs, which is why it's important to get familiar. So if you go to the Department of Housing and Finance Commission, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Washington State Housing Finance Commission.
Housing Finance Commission.
Right.
You can Google that, or even just Google Washington State Down Payment Assistance Program. It's a good program.
And one of the things to qualify, you take a class. I've taught those classes. I'm certified to do that. And a lot of it is just about good money practices. So it's really valuable material.
Yeah, that's right. You do have to take a class. And one of my favorite parts of that class is the M&M's game.
That's right.
Have you ever played that?
I play that with clients too often.
So essentially, this game for the listeners is you get a limited amount of M&M's, and you have to divide those between location, budget, style, and condition. And you only get so many, and you got to move them around, and it really helps.
And you don't have quite
process.
enough.
Yeah.
So it really forces you to think about your priorities.
Yeah, you're not Bill Gates here buying a home.
Then we get to eat the M&Ms at the end, so it's a win for all.
Got to be peanut M&Ms. How about you? Peanut?
Yeah, regular.
Regular.
So Dan, did you know that there's 2,500 down payment assistance programs available?
20. Wow. No, I didn't.
2,500. 2,500. I was just blown away by that. And less than 23% of consumers are familiar with those programs. So that's why we're here. So you can reach out to us and we can connect you with
a program that fits.
The money.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully we gave you some insight into what it takes to get a down payment. Yeah, 20% is going to give you probably the best possible interest rate-ish, depending on your credit.
And eliminates mortgage insurance.
Yep.
That's a big one.
But getting into a home, if that's a priority for you and your family, then let's talk about that. Essentially, that concludes our Real Talk segment for today. After the break, we're going to be talking with our lender, Michael Burdick. So please stay tuned. Come on back. Michael Burdick is Loan Depot.
We'll be right back.
Not sure if now is the right time to sell? Worried you missed the market? The Eastside Real Estate Team specializes in helping homeowners maximize their equity when selling. With our proven premier listing service, our clients have sold their homes for more money in less time than the competition. We know you have many choices when working with a real estate agent, but with the Eastside Real Estate Team, you get a team of highly qualified, experienced agents. From staging to deciding if your property is market ready for top dollar. If you're considering selling, call the Eastside Real Estate Team at 425-200-4093. Or check out our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Do you hate hiring? Of course you do. You spend hours poring over poorly written resumes, scheduling interviews for individuals who don't show up. And when you do hire, they often don't work out. It is a soul-draining experience that costs a fortune in energy, time, and money. Empowerment Strategies Coaching and Consulting takes that pain and turns it into a pleasant, stress-free, concierge-style experience for the busy entrepreneur. We do the work, and you get to make your choice from 2 or 3 top applicants. For you, there are no resumes, no time-consuming interviews, and no mistakes. Why choose us? Well, we use tools and assessments that recruiters don't use. We partner with our clients through the entire process, and we commit to stick with you until you have a top performer in the right seat doing the right work. We can also provide additional coaching to further ensure high performance within 90 days. Our clients love the partner relationship we develop with them and come back again and again as they grow, change, and add more top-performing people. people. To learn more about our unique service, go to empowermentstrategiescoaching.com or call 425-254-0577.
Do you remember the feeling when you fell in love with and made an offer on your home? Green Design specializes in creating those magic moments for buyers by showcasing your home in its best light. Our expert home staging assures that buyers create an emotional attachment to your home. Tiffany and her talented staging team have quickly become one of the East Side's most respected home staging companies, having been awarded in customer satisfaction many times over by House. When it's time to sell your home with confidence, call Tiffany with Green Design's Home Staging to schedule your consultation. You can call or text 206-795-3686 or visit their website at greendesignsllc.com.
Wherever you go, Alternative Talk 1150 is here for you.
Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. It's now time for our Mortgage Moment segment. And during this segment, we get a quick update on the lending side of the home buying process. Today, again, we're talking with Michael Burdick, a loan consultant with Loan Depot. He's been serving borrowers at a very high level for over 10 years. Welcome back to the show, Michael.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Doing good. Okay, big question here. And I'll give you a choice. You could tell us why Loan Depot, what differentiates you, or we've been talking about down payment assistance. Tell us what you got. You're on.
Well, I do think I can tie them both in. When you're thinking
That's
of
good.
going for choosing a lender, you obviously have choices. The best is when somebody on Facebook or social media says, "Do you know of any lenders?" And then you have like 30 people in the comments.
Yeah.
Right. But one thing I do love about my company is that we have access to lots of different programs. And if you get told no at your bank, or if you're not liking your terms, it's always good to check with a mortgage company that may have less strict guidelines. And then, down payment assistance is one of those that we offer. In fact, being the high-tech company I work for, we get a lot of these internet leads that come in, and I can tell that the call center lenders are just offering them the very vanilla FHA conventional programs. And then when they talk to me, I can say, well, did they talk to you about, down payment assistance? Maybe you don't have the funds available now, but if you'd still like to get into a house, interest rates are great on these programs right now. So that's one thing that I definitely pitch, and they're great programs. They're not for everyone, but and there's advantages and disadvantages to them, just like all other programs. But, don't think that you need to have 20% to put down on a home. There's many low down payment options and then zero down options as well. And
if I can tell a success story, we had a buyer about 2 years ago purchase a condo in downtown Redmond using Loan Depot's product. And I believe it was maybe 10% down maybe. It was pretty minimal down at the time. And it wasn't 2 years later that you guys reached out to them and said, hey, we can refinance this. Rates have gone down. And as a result of rates going down, it actually got them to 20%, 80% loan to value, which meant that they could then drop PMI, saving them hundreds of dollars just in the mortgage insurance, just like that. And that's the type of, if I can tell that story about you at Loan Depot, Michael, you were able to help save our client a substantial amount of money. And the other side of that story is it was a low down payment, right? So don't always think that you're stuck with only being 5% loan to value forever, because appreciation can make up quite a bit.
Absolutely. It's a great point. And, we love giving that news to someone that we can not only tell them that we're dropping their payment because of their interest rate improvement, but that we're knocking off that $150 PMI or whatever that ends up being. And
right.
Yeah, that's a great success story.
So it's more about just the one transaction. It's as far as our relationship with Loan Depot and with you, Michael, it's about that experience for the consumer for the long term.
Absolutely. It's all about, not just offering customer service, it's their experience before and after the loan. And I always tell people, while I'm in process and escrow, I'm your originator. After that, I move to a customer service role for you. So if you ever need anything, I'll be reaching out to you, and you do the same, and I'll be watching rates for you to see if we can ever get you better terms.
All right.
Michael, great information for us this week. How do our listeners get a hold of you?
You can Google Michael Burdick Loan Depot. I'm local here out of Bellevue, Washington. So best number for me is 206-661-2289.
Excellent. After the break, we'll be talking to our guests for the week. First up will be Tiffany Green with Green Designs LLC. who will help us answer a key question. Does the behind the scenes on staging day look anything like HGTV?
Nice.
Join us right after the break to find out.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact: homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time home buyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Do you hate hiring? Of course you do. You spend hours poring over poorly written resumes, scheduling interviews for individuals who don't show up, and when you do hire, they often don't work out. It is a soul-draining experience that costs a fortune in energy, time, and money. Empowerment Strategies Coaching and Consulting takes that pain and turns it into a pleasant, stress-free, concierge-style experience for the busy entrepreneur. We do the work, and you get to make your choice from 2 or 3 top applicants. For you, there are no resumes, no time-consuming interviews, and no mistakes. Why choose us? Well, we use tools and assessments that recruiters don't use. We partner with our clients through the entire process, and we commit to stick with you until you have a top performer in the right seat doing the right work. We can also provide additional coaching to further ensure high performance within 90 days. Our clients love the partner relationship we develop with them and come back again and again as they grow, change, and add more top-performing people. To learn more about our unique service, go to empowermentstrategiescoaching.com or call 425-254-0577.
Do you remember the feeling when you fell in love with and made an offer on your home? Green Design specializes in creating those magic moments for buyers by showcasing your home in its best light. Our expert home staging assures that buyers create an emotional attachment to your home. Tiffany and her talented staging team have quickly become one of the East Side's most respected home staging companies, having been awarded in customer satisfaction many times over by House. When it's time to sell your home with confidence, call Tiffany with Green Design's Home Staging to schedule your consultation. You can call or text 206-795-3686 or visit their website at greendesignsllc.com.
Get your daily dose of variety. Alternative Talk 1150.